So today we're unpacking a really incredible piece of storytelling called The Story of a Brave Soldier. It's a short tale, sure, but man, it carries this timeless, totally universal message. You know those simple stories that just kind of stick with you long after you've heard them? That is exactly what we're looking at right now. So get comfortable. We're going to explore this narrative together. It's got the warmth of a classic storybook, but with the sharp focus of a really modern lesson in character. Let's just dive right in.
But before we even meet our main guy, I want you to ask yourself a question. Where does true bravery actually lie? I mean, when you hear the words bravery or courage, what flashes through your mind? Do you picture these grand, sweeping gestures of fearlessness? It's totally human nature to immediately associate bravery with, conflict or staring danger right in the face. But hold on to that thought for a second. We're going to reconsider that definition today. We're going to see if courage is always loud and flashy, or if maybe it can be something a lot quieter, deeper, and honestly, way more profound.
All right, so let's meet James. James was a soldier based over in Britain, and he was really well known for his bravery. Now, he had these two massive passions driving him. First, yes, he absolutely loved serving his country. It was his profession, his calling, and he took just immense pride in it. But right alongside that patriotism, he had this equally powerful drive. He simply loved helping people. He didn't look at his uniform as just some symbol of authority, right? He saw it as a mandate to serve the very people he lived among. His dedication wasn't just to the nation as some abstract concept, it was to the everyday citizens right there in his community. So he's our central figure today, a guy who perfectly balanced national duty with some really profound local compassion.
Now the pacing of James's day changes in an absolute instant. Picture this. Hour 1, James is just doing his normal routine. He's on duty, stationed right near the city. Everything is totally calm. But then hour 2 hits. Literally without warning, this sudden torrential downpour begins, and the rain is just relentless. It completely overwhelms the area in minutes. Suddenly, ordinary citizens who were just out and about find themselves completely trapped on these flooded roads. The water is rising fast, and they are stuck. Talk about intense urgency. And this is exactly where James springs into action. Hour 3? Zero hesitation. James and his team rapidly organize and execute this flawless rescue mission. They push through the severe weather, reach the stranded folks, and swiftly bring every single one of them to a completely safe place. I mean, going from routine duty to a full-scale rescue in a matter of moments. But the really crucial part is what happens next. The storm might still be howling outside, but inside that safe place, there's just relief. The citizens are drenched, but they're safe, and they turn to James. They're just overwhelmed with gratitude, thanking him profusely for risking his own safety in that terrible weather. And how does James respond? He doesn't brag, he doesn't ask for a medal or any recognition. He just gives this warm, really humble smile, and he says, "Helping people is our responsibility." I actually want us to slow down and just sit with that for a second. Helping people is our responsibility. He didn't see what he did as going above and beyond. To him, stepping into a literal storm to save people wasn't some act of superheroism. It was just his duty. It was his responsibility as a human being and as a soldier. And you can really see a massive shift in perspective here, right? Because traditionally, we kind of expect a soldier's bravery to be all about physical strength. Might, force, combat readiness. But what James did on that rainy day proved that true bravery isn't just about the muscle you flex or how much force you project. He fundamentally redefined bravery for everyone who saw it happen. He showed that true courage is actually deeply rooted in the selfless act of lifting someone else up when they're in trouble. The real measure of a hero isn't just how strong they are, but how willing they are to use that strength to serve and protect the people who are vulnerable. Which brings us to the ultimate takeaway here. The source material highlights 3 core values we can all learn from James. Number 1, bravery. Having that true courage in the face of adversity. Number 2, humanity. Having the heart to actually care for your fellow citizens, to see their distress as if it were your own. And number 3, responsibility. Owning your role in society and stepping up when you're needed the most. The story makes it clear that when a person really embodies these 3 pillars, bravery, humanity, and responsibility, it always brings them deep, lasting respect. It earns them true honor. James never asked for respect, but by just living out these 3 values, he earned it unconditionally from his entire community.
So we've seen how James used his position and really his heart to make a huge difference for those people trapped in the rain. Now, I want to turn that around and ask you, who are you going to help today to prove your bravery? You don't need a heavy storm or a military uniform to be a hero in someone's life. Honestly, sometimes just stepping up to help someone in a super small way is the bravest thing you can do. How can you apply that exact same humanity, that same sense of responsibility in your own daily life? It's something to really think about as you go through your day. Thanks so much for hanging out and unpacking this awesome story with me. Until next time, keep learning and stay brave.